So you can see that the sickness of the network has started again. So maybe, I don't know if next time I'll shift the meeting to 8:30 so that we can have long time. Here, where am I here? The network is very, very poor. So let's pray if I come back to Accra, things will come back to normal. Okay. Now the illustration 2, I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can look at it quickly. Now with the illustration 2, Leroy, we are being told that Leroy made a net profit of 31480. So I guess you should see it over there. Leroy made a profit. Leroy Enterprise Ghana declared profit before tax as per its financial statement for the year ended of 5,000. So you tax him. You tax. So Leroy paid 0.25 of the 5,000. So Leroy paid tax on that particular information. Let me look at it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm using another illustration. Sorry. So he made a profit of 5,000. So actually, I'm rather using the next illustration, which I actually wanted you to do for me. So he made a profit of 5,000. So I think I have to just copy this one. I'm coming. So God is King. So Control C. So insert blank page. So this is for Leroy. So you do as I do. So Leroy net profit as per this question is 5,000. Then the allowable, disallowable expenses. Provision for, so let's start from the very beginning of the expenses. Audit fees is allowed. Director's remuneration is allowed. Provision for bad and doubtful debt is disallowed. So you come here, provision for bad and doubtful debt is disallowed. And that provision for bad and doubtful debt is 300. So it disallowed that one. Yeah, hello. Yeah. Are they fine? If me, I go come office. You go come later. Where you dey? Where you dey? Where you dey? Okay, they come. If you get that, make you call me. Okay. Either I go office or I go meet you for Millie place. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, he's the one who even called me that I should call you. Okay. Yeah, sure. No, today is holiday, so tell them you are going to the ATM. It's to the ATM. ATM. Today is a holiday, so when you say you are going to the bank, they will allow you. Is that? You give me the next 20 minutes. Let me tell you something. I'm having some meeting right now. Okay. Uh, oh, this one there. You dey go buy. I mean, you tell them we are just buying some things in the market and come right now. So you just I'll just buy some things at the end here and come right now. I getting it. Mm, okay, I pass Lungus. And the day office, the guy the office. I will call him. All right. The disruption, we can continue. So we made a net profit of 5,000. There was a provision for bad and doubtful debt of 300. So you make sure that one too is duly featured in over there. Then you were being told in the question that occupancy cost. So when you see occupancy cost over there, is also an allowable expenses. But depreciation, I told you, there are some expenses when you see it, no, you don't even need to ask question about them. Those expenses must be taken out. So depreciation, we are going to disallow these particular expenses because it's a disallowable item. Depreciation of how much? 1,500 must also be disallowed. Then provision against long-standing items. So this is another provision. Technically, I told you provisions are disallowed. So we disallow this one too as well. Provision against long-standing items must be disallowed in the books. Provision against long-standing items of 350 must be disallowed. We also have provident fund employers contribution. So provident fund must also be disallowed. Provident fund is not a fund approved by government. You people have decided to contribute something for yourself. So it is none of the government business. That's why you see SNIT tier 2, government is not handling it because it's none of government business. So when you contribute to SNIT tier 2, government doesn't care. He will tax you. So provident fund contribution must also be taxed. So provision for bad and doubtful debt 300, depreciation 1,005, provident fund 400, then 350 provision for long-standing debt are all things we must disallow. Then let's look at whatever. Is there anything there that we have to disallow? Leroy Limited has capital allowance of this is allowable of 250 at the year end 650 included in the reported profit is an amount of 500 received as net dividend from the company's investment as SG Bank Limited. So this is a dividend received. So dividend received, they didn't say dividend pay. So because what we learned was dividend paid must be disallowed. I think we saw it somewhere here. Let me see if I can see it. Then I refer you appropriately to where we saw it. Dividend paid, dividend. Well, let me see if I can see the dividend for you. So dividends are disallowed. This is dividend received. So yes, dividend received, you must we'll add it because this one you have they have taxed it already for you. So you come here, then your dividend received. Let me look at the question again. Leroy. So you come here, dividend received. Dividend received is how much? 500. So you bring it here. Then capital allowance brought forward is 250. Carry down is 650. So do as I do, then you follow accordingly. So when I add all 500 plus 250 plus 650, I'm going to get 1,400. So let's adjust our totals here. So this one, please calculate it also and see if you get the same answer. This is what my answer is giving me. So I'll get 6150. Tax at 25%. I'll get 38. When I subtract from it, I get 4612. So this is basically what we are supposed to do for this particular illustration. So when you have any question, raise up your hand, I'll call you, and then you speak. So let me minimize my screen small so that you can see. So this is all the solution for the illustration 2. Now the next illustration, which is illustration 3, I will leave it for you. I'll leave it for you. Then you do it yourself. and then you send me your solution. So you send me your solutions individually. So when I check it and I see that you are deviating, I'll help you out. Or there's a mistake, I'll help you out. Whatever there is problem, I'll help you out individually. So illustration 3, you look at it, but let's go through the illustration 3, the note. Note 1, they say casual labor is made up as follows. So in the note 1, in the question, you see casual labor of 820. So that 820, they said factory hands is 500, wages for MD's private house is 320. So out of that, one is allowed, one is disallowed. The same thing applies to the second one. Vehicle repairs is made up as follows. So the vehicle repairs is made up of 3 components. Out of that, some are allowed, some are disallowed. Business promotions is made up as follows. Wedding reception for MDs, then cost of entertaining business partners. So that one is allowed, one is disallowed. So that is basically how you are going to do it. But there is one thing I want you to do. The capital allowance of this question has not been given. And you must be able to calculate the capital allowance. That is the clue. You should be able to calculate the capital allowance because they have given you all the information you use to calculate the capital allowance. So if in your first semester you are good in your capital allowance computations, then the calculation of the capital allowance here shouldn't give you a problem at all. And that is where I'll test your knowledge of understanding in the capital allowance in relation to whatever we are doing over here. So illustration 3, you look at it and then you send me your solutions individually via WhatsApp or email or whatever. And then we will look at it. In the meantime, we'll be moving on to chapter 2, capital gain tax, where I'll introduce you to how to calculate capital gain tax. So I'll give you the next 5 minutes and then I'll reconnect my internet and then we'll continue.
Why any of phone on the day na my and the time and better me assignment.
Oh, 16%.
Merci. Sema. Hello, Sema. Say ma. Now or fine.
Foko Gary.
Your friends say, but first one here, yeah. My name say, you guys can help me out there. First one here, no say occupancy cost ne away from camp. So I find for cry.
Friend, why are you laughing? Okay. Why are you laughing? Me phone na baba dum na me mentire why? Eduma no. Boy, my chill feel.